Hello everyone. In last session we have discussed about various approaches to create a servlet program. The first approach is we can implement servlet interface. In the second approach we can extend generic servlet class, whereas in the third approach we can extend HTTP servlet class. We have also seen what is the significance of extending a generic servlet class and extending a servlet HTTP servlet class. And in current scenario, how this HTTP servlet class is useful for us, right? So all these things we have discussed. We have also discussed about important prerequisites as far as servlet is considered. We have also understood and we have also seen the advantages of servlet, okay, as over the CGI technology. So in this session we will discuss about how to write a servlet program by using a NetBeans IDE or Eclipse IDE, right? So this is, we will start from this particular point. We will see how to write a servlet program. So in order to write a servlet program, we have to use, okay, in the first approach we have to use a servlet interface. In the next approach we have to use generic servlet class, and then in the last approach we have to use a HTTP servlet class. As we have discussed in the last session, in current scenario we are using a HTTP servlet class. It means that we are extending HTTP servlet class so that we can handle the HTTP request given by the client, and we can give a response accordingly. Why we are using HTTP servlet class? Because in current scenario we are getting an input request. 97% of the input requests are of a HTTP data type, HTTP protocol type, right? So in current scenario we are using HTTP or HTTPS for our internet communication. That's why we are using the third approach, in which we are extending HTTP servlet class. Now these classes are present inside a package called as javax.servlet, right? So within this particular javax.servlet package all classes are available. So I am writing this package name here. Okay, package name is javax.servlet. This is the package. Okay, so X stands for extended version of Java. We are not using a core Java, we are using a, or basic Java, we are using a advanced version of our Java. That's why there is a representation called as X. So the package is javax.servlet. So we are using this package so that all classes present within that particular package are available to us. So here all classes are available to the programmer. Now the next point is that once we have imported this package, then you can extend HTTP servlet class. Okay, so if your class name is hello servlet, you can extend your HTTP servlet. So you can write public class hello servlet extends HTTP servlet. The way by which you are creating any Java class in case of uh, in case of your normal Java programming or core Java programming, on the same line you can create a Java servlet, because basically Java servlet is only a Java class only, right? But it is having some special features as compared to the core Java part. But basically it is a Java class. So that's why, okay, all functionalities which are available in a core Java programming are also available to the servlet. Now, once this particular part, okay, you have extended this HTTP servlet, then there is a method called as the service method. Okay, this service method is actually available in a servlet interface. Okay, as generic servlet is extending that servlet interface, this particular service method is available to generic servlet, and indirectly it is now available to the HTTP servlet class. and we are extending this HTTP servlet class. That's why service method of HTTP servlet class is available to us. Okay, I think up to this point it is clear to you. Okay, I am facing some issue with PPT. Okay, I will restart this PPT part again, right? So right, so we are discussing this particular part, how to write this particular servlet. Okay, so now the point is, okay, we are discussing this particular part. Initially we are having a servlet interface. We are having this servlet interface. From servlet interface we have moved to the generic servlet. I am represented by GS. From generic servlet we have moved to the HTTP servlet. Okay, and from HTTP servlet we are creating our own application. So for example, hello servlet, this is the class name. ओके, तेव्हा आपल्या क्लासचं नाव काय, हॅलो सर्व्हलेट आहे. ते कोणाला एक्सटेंड करतो, HTTP सर्व्हलेटला. HTTP सर्व्हलेटने कोणाला एक्सटेंड केलं आहे, जेनेरिक सर्व्हलेटला. आणि जेनेरिक सर्व्हलेटने कोणाला इम्प्लिमेंट केलं आहे, सर्व्हलेट इंटरफेसला. सर्व्हलेट इंटरफेसला इम्प्लिमेंट केलं आहे. सो दीज आर द क्लासेस अँड फर्स्ट वन इज द इंटरफेस, राईट. तेव्हा सर्व्हिस मेथड कुठे अवेलेबल होती, सर्व्हलेट इंटरफेसकडे. ती कोणाकडे अवेलेबल झाली, जेनेरिक सर्व्हलेटकडे. जेनेरिक सर्व्हलेटकडून HTTP सर्व्हलेटकडे. अँड फ्रॉम HTTP सर्व्हलेट दिस सर्व्हिस मेथड इज अवेलेबल विथ हॅलो सर्व्हलेट. So we have understood life cycle of Java servlet. Okay, in that particular session we have also discussed, okay, what is the importance of service method in the life cycle of servlet. Okay, there are three methods in the servlet life cycle, that is init, service and destroy. Out of these three methods, okay, service method is actually responsible to handle a client request or customer request, or we can call it as a input request. So service method identify the input request, process that input request as per the requirement of the customer, and gives the response to the return back to the customer. Whereas init method is used for the initialization or loading of the servlet, and destroy method is used for the destruction of the servlet or memory deallocation of the servlet. So out of these three methods, init and destroy is executed only once, whereas service can be executed n number of times depending upon the client request. So if you are getting an n client request, in that case you have to execute this service method, or indirectly your JDK is executing this service method n times. So we have discussed all these things. So service is very important thing, and service is the heart of our Java servlet application, right? So now you can assume that we have created a servlet. Okay, how to write it, okay, by using IDE, we will see it later on. Okay, now once you have extended HTTP servlet class, and then you have given some application programming, application code, you have created that particular Java servlet. So next step is how to compile this Java servlet. Now, in case of core Java programming, we have seen it. In order to compile a Java class, what we are using? We are using a command called as a javac. Okay, then we are using a name of the class, okay, name of the Java class, and followed by .java extension. Here also, the Java servlet is basically a Java class only. So in this case also, we are using a javac as a command. So javac for the compilation of that particular servlet. Okay, we are calling it as a Java servlet, but basically it is a Java class. So all rules and regulation of our core Java programming are also applicable here. So command is javac followed by name of the class, name of the main class, okay, followed by .java. Now, one important thing I have told you, in case of core Java programming, you have to compile your main class. In case of Java application, it is possible that you are having n classes in your application. तुमच्या ॲप्लिकेशनमध्ये 9 क्लासेस असू शकतात, तुमच्या ॲप्लिकेशनमध्ये 5 क्लासेस असू शकतात, परंतु त्यामधला मेन क्लास कोणता आहे तो तुम्हाला आयडेंटिफाय करायचा असतो, आणि मेन क्लासला काय करायचं असतं, कंपाईल करायचं असतं. मेन क्लास काय करतो, बाकीच्या क्लासना ॲक्टिवेट करत असतो. हे आपण बघितलं आहे याआधी, बऱ्याच वेळा बघितलं आहे. So in case of core Java programming, you are identifying your main class in your application. So in case of core Java, it is very easy. You can say me, okay, in order to identify a main class in the core Java, it is quite easy. because the class in which you are having a public static void main method, that class is your main class. Okay, no other class contains this main method. Okay, and then you can easily say that, okay, particular class is containing a main method, that's why this particular class is a main class. But in case of Java Servlet, okay, this is not happened. In case of Java Servlet, there is a no main method. We have discussed the life cycle of Java Servlet. We have discussed init method, service method, destroy method, but we haven't discussed about any main method. So now you have to remember, in case of applet, I have told you paint is your main method, or paint acts like a main method, okay, for the Java applet. Similarly, in case of Java servlet, okay, this particular service method behaves like a main method. Okay, now you have to identify, okay, in your application you are having n classes, then you can apply the rule. The rule is that the class or the Java servlet in which you are having a service method, that Java servlet, okay, is a main Java servlet, and you have to compile that particular Java servlet only. Okay, you don't compile any other Java servlet, you have to compile the servlet which contains service method, okay, public void service method. And this particular service method, okay, in case of main method you are having a single parameter, that is a string array, right? Okay, this is the nomenclature or syntax of that syntax of that main method. Syntax is that public access specifier followed by static keyword followed by void, that is the return type, followed by name of the method, followed by the input parameter. And the input parameter we have specified, that is the string array. Okay, and then you are writing the application code inside that main method. Similarly, in case of Java servlet, we are having a service method. Okay, and the syntax or nomenclature of service method is access specifier public followed by return type, that is void, followed by name of the method, that is service itself, service, followed by, okay, you are having a parameters. In case of service method, we are having a two input parameters. The first parameters represents the input request, whereas the second parameter represents the output or response given back to the client. So the first parameter is HTTP servlet request reference or object. Okay, so there is a class called as HTTP servlet request class. Okay, and for that class we are using a object. And for the second parameter, again we are using a object, and the object is object of a class HTTP servlet response. So there are two parameters for a service method, and within that service method we are writing a application code. So now I think it is very clear to you, or it is crystal clear to you, okay, how the particular core Java application main method it changes in case of Java servlet. So if you are writing any other nomenclature method, instead of you writing a name as a service, you are using a name as a serv. You are using a name as service1, okay, service 1, service 2, service 10, okay, any other name you have given, okay, or any other input parameter you have given, then it is not a main method for as far as, or it is not a service method which is required for a Java servlet. ओके, तर सर्व्हिस मेथडच्या सिंटॅक्समध्ये किंवा नॉमेनक्लेचरमध्ये आपण जर चेंजेस केले तर ती आपली सर्व्हिस मेथड काय केली जाणार, आयडेंटिफाय केली जाणार नाही किंवा विचारात घेतली जाणार नाही. तेव्हा सर्व्हिसचा सिंटॅक्स करेक्टच असला पाहिजे, बिकॉज जावा इज अ व्हेरी केस सेन्सिटिव्ह लँग्वेज. ओके, it is not a case insensitive, it is a case sensitive language. So you have to write the nomenclature of a method very correctly. There should not be any spelling mistake, and there should not be any change in the name of the method or return type of the method or access specifier of the method also. Okay, you cannot change the input parameter also, it is not at all possible from application programmer side. So the method is well defined by the architecture developer. So application programmer can use this method, can utilize this method, but cannot modify this method. It is not possible to modify. Right. So up to this part we have discussed. Okay, so it is just like a main method in our core Java programming, but name of the method is different and input parameters are different. Okay, so once you have created this particular Java application or Java servlet application, now you can compile this application by using a Java C command. So command is Java C, name of the class followed by .java extension. So same command is given here, you can easily identify on your screen. Okay, so we have discussed how to write this particular applet. sorry, how to write this particular servlet, okay, and followed by how to compile this servlet. Okay, so compilation is also